I'm so excited to be here. It's a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege.
Uh, yes, and back at you, sir. And to all of us that get to be with you today, thank you for being on the Pamela Show. Hey, John!
Hello, Pamela. Great to be here. Super excited. How are you doing?
Oh, it is so exciting. Well, everybody, this is John Tallarico. Hello, and welcome back to the Pamela Show, where we learn and we grow together. Today is an amazing episode, and you are going to be so glad you're here. I have Iffy McCoy and his team with me today, and they are going to be telling us all about a new opportunity for children and for youth. It's an academy called Unscripted Voices Academy, and its mission is to raise up quality leaders, confident leaders who are ready and able at any time to speak up and speak out, be an advocate, and make a difference in this world. You are absolutely going to love this show. I love the vision that Iffy McCoy carries so much that not only did I want him on the program to be able to tell the world what he's doing, but I got involved to be one of the mentors, teachers, and helpers to push his vision out. So with no further ado, I welcome to the Pamela Show. Welcome them with me. Come on, Unscripted Voices. Woo! Hello and welcome back to the Pamela Show, where we learn and grow together. And boy, are you going to learn a ton tonight. You are so blessed to be here for this episode. It is a very special episode of the Pamela Show. In fact, I'm calling it the Pamela Show Unscripted Voices. Now, this is amazing because it is part of a community that I am a part of, and I'm very passionate about it. I imagine you can hear that in my voice. I don't want to waste any time. I want to totally introduce you to the founder, the creator, Iffy McCoy. Welcome, Iffy McCoy, to the Pamela Show. I'm so excited to have you, the creator and founder of Unscripted Voices and Unscripted Voices Academy. Welcome, Iffy. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. It's an awesome pleasure to be on your show. I've been looking forward to it. Today is one of the great days. So I really appreciate you for having me on the show today. It's really an awesome experience. It's going to be tonight.
Thank you for this amazing shirt because it is awesome. And everybody has those shirts. All of your people do. So you're going to see lots of these shirts in the next 2 weeks, everybody. You're going to see these shirts. You're going to be dreaming about Unscripted Voices blue t-shirts. And you're going to learn all how to plug in. And so I could go on, and I could talk about Iffy McCoy, as he calls himself, your boy, Iffy McCoy.
But if you're under the age of 10, is your uncle Iffy McCoy.
Why don't you take over and tell us all about who is Iffy McCoy and what is Unscripted Voices and Unscripted Voices Academy? Take it away.
Well, you already know who Iffy McCoy is. It's your boy, Iffy McCoy, blessed and unstoppable. And with God, all things are possible. Listen, it is a wonderful time to be on your show today, Pamela. I can't express enough how joyful I am today. So, but you asked what is unscripted voices. Unscripted voices has been an idea in my heart for a very long time, over years. You know, people think that we just came up with unscripted voices when we joined the Power Voice system. Yes, the Power Voice system brought out what was already in me. The thought, the idea has always been on me. And when I listened to Dr. Miles Monroe, to his blessed memory, one of my mentors, he says something that is very striking. He said that if you have an idea that keeps coming back and back and back, you have to be rest assured that that idea is coming from God. So when the unscripted voices came up again, I knew there was something special about that idea. The first time it came to my mind was about a decade ago when I thought about a speech organization. Now we can handle impromptu speeches and all that. But that was a time the internet has not really been revolutionized the way it is today. So then it was still, I was having a mind of, you know, bringing people together and have, you know, impromptu speeches and all that. But then when the pandemic strikes, we are all, you know, physically distanced, but we became virtually more connected. And that was when the idea became more immense. And when I joined the Power Voice system, and thank God I did, and I'm still so grateful to Les Brown and John Talarico for bringing out the best in all of us. So, and that was when the idea was fully bedded. And I consulted one of my friends and I say, Precious, this is an idea I have. What do you think about it? She said, oh, it's pretty good. I said, okay, how can we give it a name? So we started brainstorming. There are so many names that came, but then that word came to my mind, unscripted voices. If we have to be instant, if we have to know how to handle our craft in terms of being impromptu, then being unscripted is one of the best names that we can you know, think of as at that point. So when I thought about the name unscripted voices, I knew it. You know what Les Brown said, that some things you have thought, some things you caught. I caught that one and lay hold of it. I wasn't ready to let it go because I knew this was exactly what it's all about. So, and that was how Unscripted Voice started. And the first show was hosted by Precious, and I still, you know, laugh about it today because she was in a park hosting the unscripted, a whole Unscripted Voices. I said, Precious, what are you doing in the park hosting Unscripted Voices? And he said, man, that was her first date with her husband today. So I said, because of, you know, that the date, well, because of what you did has yielded the result, because you have such a wonderful man as your husband. I said, I'm going to forgive you for hosting Unscripted Voices in the park. You know, so, and that also gives us ideas. You know, we started saying that if you are not at home, you cannot participate in the show, because we want you to be at home. We want you to be comfortable. And that was how we got the idea that make sure that this is a great show. So the Unscripted Voices came into existence, you know, because I believe that each and every single one of us, we have the power, we have the impetus, we have the abilities and the inspiration to speak at any given moment. Right? We have eyes and we see clearly, and we have ears and we hear clearly, but there is something that the universe are not really utilizing so much as they should, which is our mouth. You know, you have to be able to speak at instant. You have to be able to be impromptu at any given time, because you were giving your mouth to speak. And just like Les Brown says, speak out, speak. And this platform is meant to really give you confidence. We just finished the Tuesday night run. I was telling people over there that one discipline in one area of your life is discipline in all areas. And anything that gives you fear in one area of your life gives you fear in every area of your life. So if you are afraid of speaking, believe you me, you're going to be having fears in all other areas of your life. At the same time, if you conquer the fear of speaking, if you conquer the fear of stage fright, if you conquer the fear of coming to the public and speak to people, then you are conquering the fears in every other aspect of your life. And that is why Unscripted Voices is so important, and it is strategically designed and equipped to help us to be instant, to help us to be ourselves. Remember, it is unscripted. So everything you speak about are the things that comes from your subconscious. Your subconscious is the real you. Your face is not really the real you. You know what I'm saying? The things you speak sometimes are not really the real you. The real you is your subconscious. And that is why when you come on the show, we give you a title that you have no idea of. That is how we know how much you have grown. That is how we know the kind of messages you listen to, the kind of books you read, the kind of things you put in your mind, because they are going in your subconscious. So when you come on the show, you bring out everything that has been in your subconscious, and then you become the champion you are. So that's why we have so many groups. In the group right now, we have the weekly title dropout. And of course, after that, we have the Tuesday Night Raw. And then we also have the Last Man Standing. Is a new show we just introduced. So if you are not yet in the group, you are missing out, especially if you want to be a speaker. And then that was how the Unscripted Voices Academy came into existence. I want to share this story real quick, how the Unscripted Voices Academy came into existence, because we have had the Unscripted Voices have been successful. People have been, pouring in. People love the show so much. So I was watching a friend's video on Facebook, Sasha Lane, and her little angel, Jada, she was just speaking and speaking and speaking. I'm like, wow, that girl, she got some stuff going on. She got so much potential. And I called Sasha. I'm like, how old is your daughter? She said 9. I said, okay. I said, maybe we just have to put some things together for children, because these children have potentials. Because one of the better things you can do for your children is to identify their seed. My favorite book says, go to the world and be fruitful. Now, before you can be fruitful, you need to be seedful. That means that for you to be fruitful, you have the seed in you, and your work as a parent is to identify that seed. But because of the business of life, because of the other things taking away your attention, it is hard for you to help your children to discover that seed. So what we do in Unscripted Voices Academy is to help your children identify their seed, identify their brain bed, identify their purpose, so that when they get released to the world, they can compete in this fast moving. Listen, we say this is an attention-seeking economy. If you are not equipping your children, they are gonna be frustrated trying to meet up with the things going on in the world. So the Unscripted Voices Academy is for children from the age of 9, 10 to their teenage years. We're going to equip them on public speaking, on writing, on script writing, on reading, on discovering their purpose, on leveraging on their brain bed, emotional intelligence, presence. All these are things we have fully organized for your children in the Unscripted Voices Academy. So you are not just getting entertained in the Unscripted Voices, but you are also getting your children equipped. We are just modifying and exemplifying what the future is going to be.
Wow. If this was a mic, okay, we're pretending it is.
We just dropped it.
Okay, so 2 things that I just need to circle back to with you, and I would love for you just to give us a little bit more, because it is so powerful. You said, I have my notes here, if you conquer fear in one area of your life, you're conquering it in all areas of your life. Now that hit me like, wow, that is so powerful. And for youth today and children, I mean, think about everything that's going on in the world all around us, and how kids are being told it's dangerous, it's scary, there's so much darkness out there, COVID, you can't go out, mask wearing. And I'm not downplaying any of that stuff. It's very important. But it has been a very long time that there has been a group of children growing up in an environment like this. I mean, I can go back to like my father-in-law, who's 92, and he'll tell you what life was like when he was growing up. There's a lot of similarities. However, these children might have some of those similarities in the whole idea of the craziness of the world. But with technology, I mean, they can hear about what's happening across the world before you and I can. You know what I'm saying? So as you were talking about that, I thought that is huge when it comes to our children. to help them address fear so they can be in faith.
Right.
So could you just share from your heart for another minute or so, or a minute or two, we'll take what you want about that statement.
You see, this is from my own personal experience. And I was having a show the other time. I was talking about that the Ify McCoy you see right now is not the same Ify McCoy there was 5 years ago. They were levels and pedals to where I am today. And that's why I thank God for purpose discovery. And when I discovered my purpose, it gave me strength. And that is also important because one of the classes I'm going to be taking in the Unscripted Voice Academy is purpose discovery. Purpose is what gives you strength. Purpose is what gives you identity. Purpose is what gives you your passion. Purpose is what gives you stability. Purpose is what gives you every single thing. Purpose is what leads you to your passion. Like I said, any passion that is not found in your purpose will not last. So we're going to help those children to identify their purpose, which will invariably open doors for their passion. And when they are living in their passion, they start living in their elements. All right. So that is why conquering those fears. They say in the world today that public speaking is one of the #1 fears in people. And these children, they are learning this from parents, from guardians. But it's time for you to separate your children from the things that you could not break through while you're growing up. Because unconsciously, you are teaching them the same thing. You are infusing in them those ideas, those limiting beliefs. But you want to separate your children right now. You want to bring them to Unscripted Voices Academy, where they will learn confidence, where they will learn how to be competent in all areas of their life, where they will learn how to be emotionally intelligent, where they will discover their purpose. You know, so in discipline in that area is when we start conquering fears, especially the #1 fear in the world, which is public speaking. If your children, your nieces, your cousins, if they conquer the fear of public speaking, they will conquer the fear of academic excellence. They will conquer the fear of not knowing what to do in life. They will conquer the fear of health. They will conquer the fear of finances. They will conquer every aspect of fears in their lives if they can conquer the fear of public speaking, the fear of coming to public and address the people. It might seem that it's something that is, it might sound like a cliche, but this is real. It is real. All right, so that is why it's important if those children are enrolled in the Unscripted Voice Academy, be rest assured they will be the unstoppable. Be rest assured they will coming out to really take over the world. They will come out to change the world because they have the power and they have the greatness in them to change their world.
Double mic, boom. My gosh, why would you not want any children, your grandchildren, your neighbor kids? Why wouldn't you want them empowered by this man and his team? I mean, come on. My kids are being empowered by him and this entire team. Did you hear what he said? Empower your children to find their purpose. We are passing the baton to them, to this next generation. They're getting it. It's going to happen just like it happened to you and I. We have been given an incredible gift that we can empower them for greatness. They don't have to wander around and wonder, why am I here? You said, and I'm quoting you, Ify, help the children identify their purpose and equip them to fulfill it.
Mm-hmm.
That's Unscripted Voices Academy. Wow.
And if I want to add one thing, add one thing real quick, especially for parents, why it's important for them to bring their kids in Unscripted Voices. Sometimes we want our children to do what we did because we were successful in that area. And that's why there's a course I'm going to be taking. It's called Leveraging on Their Brain Bend. Is to help your children identify their areas of strength. We are not interested in their weaknesses. We are not interested in the things they are disadvantaged in. We are interested in their strength and the things that they are positive about, because we all have weaknesses and we all have strength. But in Unscripted Voice Academy, we leverage on their strength. Because look, the fact that you were an engineer doesn't mean your child would necessarily have to be an engineer. The fact that you are a pastor doesn't mean that your children have to be pastors. They have their own purpose. They have their own calling. They have their own abilities. I always give this illustration, right? I was traveling on the highway someday, and I mixed my exit. Now, immediately I mixed my exit. I was like, damn, I just mixed my exit. But something just came to my spirit saying, if you know, you did not mix. I said to myself, sorry, that I took a wrong exit. And the thing came to my spirit saying that, no, you did not take a wrong exit. You took a wrong exit for yourself, because the person behind me is the right exit for them. The person in front of me is the right exit for them. But for me, it was a wrong exit. So the fact that you did architecture in school and you were successful, that does not mean your child would necessarily do the same. They have different calling. They have different purposes. So bringing your children to Unscripted Voice Academy, we're going to help them to discover their own purpose, their own gift, their own abilities. And then that is when they become very fulfilled in life, not just doing what you made them to do. And that is why also purpose discovery is important. We want to help your children before they go into college to identify the idea they have concerning their purpose. Because the reason you go to college is to refine your gift. You shouldn't go to college based on economic benefit. You want to go to college to refine your gift based on your purpose. And that is where you find true fulfillment. But these days, you want to go to college because of economic benefit. And we also help them to know the difference between the right thing and the good thing. Because when you ask your children to study law, that's a good thing. But if they don't have the correct brain bend to do that course, they are doing the wrong thing against the good thing. So the battle you have as a parent right now is you are not struggling to take a wrong decision. Your greatest battle is struggling to take the good decision against the right decision. You want your children to take the right decision, not a good decision. And if you want your children to do that, there's only one place you can have them. It is in the Unscripted Voices Academy. Pamela.
Oh man, so good, so good. Did you hear that? We're not going to major on the children's weakness. You know what? If you work on your weakness, all you have is a stronger weakness. Why would you want to major on that? We want to major on purpose, their purpose by design, right? That's what Unscripted Voices Academy is all about. Iffy McCoy, thank you so much for being here on the Pamela Show. And I know we're not done. We have session 2 next week where we get to meet all of your mentors. So we're going to see and hear more from you next week. Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, Pamela.
Thank you.
Ascend Above the Crowd is the newest course by Pamela Hinkle. Ascend is a self-paced email course that will come directly to your inbox and will change your mindset and your life. Each week, you will receive lessons, resources, challenges, and journal writings that will help you discover your purpose by design. It's your time to ascend above the crowd. To learn more about Ascend, go to www.purposewithpamela.com/ascend.
Wow, wasn't that an amazing program? I told you this episode was just going to bless you, and I know that it has. I know you're excited and you are looking forward to learning more and maybe getting your kids involved, or your grandchildren, or your neighbor kids, or anybody. Maybe you are interested in getting involved with this academy. I encourage you to reach out to Iffy McCoy and the team at Unscripted. And tune in next week, because you're going to get to hear from the mentors themselves as to what they're teaching and why they're here in the first place. And I'm going to share a little bit of that myself next week. So make sure that you come back and do us all a favor. This is an amazing program. This one is huge. I want you to find that little link. It says share. And will you share it? Because everybody needs to know about this, because we want to help children and youth around the world become the best that they can be. Thank you for coming to the Pamela Show. Remember, you have a purpose by design and not by default. Go on out there and be the salt and the light everywhere you go.
Pamela Hinkle is the founder of the Purpose Center. Pamela is a mindset mentor, author, speaker, minister, and transformation coach. Her weekly podcast, international radio show, and television show are a lifeline that changes lives and inspires people to discover their individual potential through realizing their purpose by design. Pamela is a natural motivator and has shown many how to find their niche and transform their lives. Although success is an uphill battle, Pamela gives the necessary strategies to flourish, cheering you on every step of the way. Pamela shares from her personal experiences, education, and life as a woman in leadership, utilizing decades of knowledge. Taking the approach of, let's have coffee and chat, she will awaken your dreams and purpose by design. Are you ready for Pamela to help guide you? Email us at purposewpamela.office@gmail.com or go to her website at purposewithpamela.com.